It never ceases to amaze me how much we consume in America. A lot of you guys are not from America, but most of you are, so you know what I'm talking about. And in today's video, I'm going to show you basically what is going to happen very soon, which is going to be absolutely massive for e-commerce. By the way, I'm finally back from Cancun. Super happy to be back. Thank you guys for staying tuned into the videos, no matter the location. That's what I like to see. But the headline here states Americans plan to spend nearly 26 billion with a B, not million, billion this Valentine's Day. And here's what they're buying. So basically what I want to show you is some ideas that I found on Valentine's Day products that you could sell, or just in general talk about like the massive amount of money that is going to be spent on this day. And, I'll try to brain dump on you some ideas that I'm thinking about. So let's read on here a little bit. They say, love don't cost a thing, but Americans seem ready to spend cash to show their affection this Valentine's Day. Whether it's on chocolate hearts or romantic dinners, Americans are planning to spend $26 billion basically on Valentine's Day this year, according to an annual survey from the National Retail Federation. So that's the sources here. That number is up from $23.9 billion last year, and marks the second highest year for spending since NRF began tracking in 2004. So surprisingly enough, even though we're in talks of recessions, we're still getting estimates of increases in consumer spending this year, which is pretty shocking. I don't know what you guys think about that. Let me know in the comments as always. But just over half of respondents say that they plan to celebrate Valentine's Day, the survey found. And not all of them will spend money to do so. Even if you're planning to show your affection gift with a gift or experience, never go into debt for love, financial expert Patty Xay tells CNBC Make It. That's kind of a given, but I know why they say that. They say that because a lot of people historically have gone into debt to spend money on like a wedding ring, for example, for their wife to show their love, even though it's kind of a marketing scheme, and that is pretty messed up. Better known as TikTok's Duchess of Decorum, Tsai uses her more than 20 years of experience in legal and financial services to deliver advice on money, careers, and social etiquette. Not going into debt for love is her number one financial rule for relationships. That's actually so true. That's not what I thought this video would be about, but that's a little tidbit, a tidbit of information there that's pretty important, especially if you are in a relationship, because I think a lot of people tend to think that you have to spend a ton of money on your spouse. But I think if you're in a tough financial position, it's actually better for your spouse for you to use that money in a more effective way, maybe to make more money, right? But anyways, millennials plan to spend around $300 on Valentine's Day on average. That's a lot of money. Think about that. That's like, on a per person basis, that's almost more than Christmas, I feel like, right? Because on Christmas, I feel like people tend to spread out their money a little more, so it's not as concentrated. But, on Valentine's Day, that's usually a couple things, so you only spend money on one person, and that seems like a lot of money. So if money could buy love, millennials might have the most successful romantic relationships. Those ages 35 to 44 plan to spend an average of $336 to celebrate Valentine's Day, the most of any adult age group surveyed. So even more than older people. That's interesting. So this is a really high spend age group. That's something to keep in mind for those of you that are creating businesses out here, which, that's what my channel is mainly about, is business. So I would imagine a lot of you guys are starting businesses, and this is an age range where they got money to blow, and they are not being shy about it. So they're spending a lot of money, 35 to 44. That's very interesting. They're followed by consumers ages 25 to 34 who plan to spend an average of $238. Both groups are well above the 193 overall average among individuals who will spend money on Valentine's Day. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you some of the categories that people are spending money on, and then I'm going to show you kind of an example just to demystify the idea that creating a business is hard, because it isn't. So, let me just share some of these ideas. Candy, 57% of people will be buying candy, 40% greeting cards, 37% flowers, 32% on an evening out, so an experience, 21% jewelry, 20% gift cards, that's actually kind of surprising, and 19% clothing. So that is quite interesting. Now, as you see here, flowers makes up 37%, and so does candy, and so do greeting cards. But let me show you, for example, how you could create a simple business for Valentine's Day. Now, a lot of people do this, right? Have you ever seen these flowers right here? So I'm on Alibaba.com. Alibaba.com is basically the best source for connecting with manufacturers all over the world, not just China. That's something to keep in mind. A lot of people think Alibaba, since it's a Chinese company, that you only can find Chinese suppliers, but that's not true at all. You can find all kinds of suppliers on Alibaba.com. However, this supplier is from China, but these big boxes, you can buy 2 boxes for the minimum order quantity. So, super affordable. You'd have to spend $10 basically to start this business, especially if you use our free Shopify link in the description, or if you buy our Shopify template, that's like $50, but it saves you a ton of time. That's still not a lot of money if you think about it. So, these flowers, I've seen people sell these for $40 and above. So that's a huge margin. Now, of course, it would be a bit tricky when it comes to storing these and whatnot. I don't know. There's so many businesses that you could create out of this, though. Like, think about, for example, a local flower business doing this. So you could just order, like, let's say 100 of these and try to sell them locally and deliver them yourself for a premium. You could easily make money doing that, especially if you have a community that you're a part of. That's smart. Or even just like a Valentine's Day gift consultant. I know that sounds kind of silly, but you could advise people on how to have an effective Valentine's Day, or make their partners happy for the lowest cost, or like the most value for the money, right? There's so many different ways that you could create a business, and that's kind of what I'm getting at here. But interestingly enough, I think the most amount of money is going to trickle into e-commerce, of course, because e-commerce is just the way of the future. This is how people are buying things, even experiences. I mean, I'm telling you guys, everything that I'm building these days, like, if you guys don't know, my main business right now is a performance agency for other businesses, but the whole thing is run on Shopify. Like, my store, my landing page is a Shopify store. We also have like a subsidiary in that business for our research, and that's also ran on Shopify. So Shopify really is the best place to host your business. I love Shopify. I mean, it's awesome to see that they, for example, have partnerships now with Mr. Beast, who is, like, to me, one of the best entrepreneurs in the world right now. So things like that really make me happy, just to see how simple and easy it is nowadays to start a business and make people happy. Hopefully that's what your business accomplishes, is it solves a problem, it helps somebody, it makes someone happy. Maybe it just entertains someone, right? Like, it doesn't have to be that crazy, but these little marginal positives add up tremendously in the world. So that's why I do what I do. But that's about it for this one. I mean, I know this got kind of long. I'm just excited to be back, so I'm rambling. It's really sunny here right now, like a little too sunny almost. I can't see anything, but it feels good at the same time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.